All right. Okay. Well, I am ready when you guys are.
Yeah.
So
So to answer your question, the first hour, being sort of the host of this, I'm not going to concentrate on anyone. I'm going to do the hostly circulate my standard talking points. I told you about the, where to take your bribes. And also every once in a while, just mention that I can't say who, but one of the annoyances of running an operation like this is already I'm being offered a buyout price to buy the rights to do this next year and the years beyond. And it's just like, can you at least, wait to have it happen before you're trying to, purchase this? I understand its importance, but I mean, trying to offer me personally that amount of money rather than the sponsoring spiritual element is just a little tawdry. So every once in a while, I'll pepper that through the plan, and of course, always I can't mention who, but in such a way to where let them fill in. And what else?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so in my case, Quentin is kind of dumb, but he's got a huge passive insight. So he's just going to wander around and talk to people.
Good.
Kind of drift on the breeze and see what happens.
Okay. In fact,
convivial hosting.
You will start this process off. Roll me a D6, please.
Who?
Quentin.
6.
Okay. All right. Let it never be said that the upper crust of Farrington isn't punctual and does not know how to make an entrance. The guards and the penny runners are kept fairly busy getting them up to the seats where they are going to be, and the people who have entered in the competition are being set off on one side in rows that make it easy for them to get out of and go up. They're going to be coming in one at a time, presumably. So they're going to all be in that one area. Everyone else is milling around. There are crowds of looky-loos. A lot of your neighbors are showing up with this kind of look on their face, like, okay, now we see what all this was about. So it's not a bad gathering. In addition to everybody that has paid a price to be there, there's roughly 36, 40 people sort of milling around on top of that. For the beginning of this, not bad at all. You have a good mix of folks. Your penny runners are making sure that everybody that pays is served a complimentary beverage, and Tom and Jerry, the two who can read, are walking through with trays of small little puff pastries that the Squishwarts have sent over. There does not seem to be any other food here, but the appetizers are here, and the finger foods have shown up, as well as the wine that they've requested. It is.
Can I interrupt for a moment?
Yeah.
something we should have thought of is for the looky-loos, we should have sold the rights to other food vendors to set up there.
Make it a festival.
Yeah, and actually turn a profit on, not pay for food, but actually get paid to allow food.
Well,
That's one we'll remember.
That's a note for next year. Yes.
Next time, roll in the food trailers.
There it is. Okay. You have. All right. Okay. Sergeant K.
Yes.
You are watching one of the minor families dealing with the guards, and he specifically points to you sort of in passing and says, "Don't make me go get your superior officer." The guard says, "I'm sorry, sir. The VIP seating is for the crowd. You have a separate area over here since your daughter has been entered. Both of my daughters have been entered. Okay, the Cocktostons will not be denied entry into
All right.
this.
Cock toast.
When I see the gestures, I start making my way through the crowd toward them.
Okay, he says he spies you coming over his shoulder and says, "Now you're going to get it." Ha! He
I look with a pleasant smile at the family, and as I begin to address him, I turn to my guard and go, "What seems to be the issue?"
There's apparently a problem with the seating. They want to sit up front. I explained to them that that's where the people will be crowned sit at the end of the ceremony. They can't sit there yet, but they would like some sort of place where they could see everything more clearly. He kind of shrugs and says, "I didn't know what to tell them, but surely you can do something with this."
And I'm sure you showed them where their appropriate seating is.
He says, "Yeah, I just don't understand why we can't sit up at the front. Everybody else is getting to sit where they want to sit. Why can't we sit where we want to sit?"
At that point, I start talking to my guard, obviously addressing Mr. Cocktoast.
Cocktoastin.
Oh, Cocktoastin.
Cock toasted.
Okay. Past tense. All right. Or is it active tense?
Cocktoastin is what it is.
Okay, it's currently
on the-
being toasted.
That's what he's doing
Okay.
on the weekends. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I can see,
I am note to self, never go to the Cock Toasting family weekend barbecues. Never.
Well, it's a
Right.
naked thing, obviously.
seating very close to the fire
Sorry.
pit.
That's right.
As you can see, they're not sitting, as you say, where they want to. All of our esteemed guests have appropriate seating. And I assure you, all of the other families will be seated in the same manner. Would you like my guard to show you once more the seating we have chosen for you?
I just don't want to sit next to the Underhills. Is that so wrong?
I
Fucking
think
Ted
that
Underhill.
part,
What a bastard.
I think that part can be arranged for you.
He says, I knew I should have come and talked to you right away. Good man. And he shakes your hand and puts 5 gold pieces into it.
There you go.
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. I close the Vegas handshake without anyone being the wiser,
Right?
and with my closed fist gesture to separate yet equal seating facilities for Mr. Cocktoastin,
Right?
and I pat my guard on the shoulder and thumb out one of those gold pieces into whatever loose fold might be there for him.
Oh, good. Very good. All right.
So
You can
keep going. I'll be right back.
okay.
Oh.
You Quinn, you are currently sort of on the other side of the crowd where people are still sort of queuing up to get lined up, and there is a family with 3 really attractive daughters, one of whom definitely looks like the older one, not in the competition, but there's 2 of them that are currently squared away.
What is the age range on this competition anyway?
Well, we're assuming that maidens of a marrying age would imply anything from the ages of 16 to 25.
Okay.
And anything over that would be
In
considered.
medieval days, that's 14, fella. Anyway.
Let's just make it less creepy.
Feel free to put your own Louisiana joke in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, but Juliet was what, 13, 14, something like that? Anyway.
Look how that turned out. Yeah.
So they
nice.
The 2 sisters on the other hand seem to be very intent on just outright telling their father, you've got to get us the best advantage. There's no way that we're going to make it into even the retinue if you don't start putting out some coin, and fast, father.
Oh, wow.
What do you want me to do? The whole thing is, I'm not in charge of this. You understand that, right? I'm paying them. They're going to judge you on how charming you are, which evidently right now isn't very. If mother were here, she would know what to do. Car.
Wow.
I'm not even going to talk to you when you act like this. Why don't you and Kate take a lap? Just go. We'll register you. They'll call your name. You'll get a number. You'll go up to the top of the stairs. You're going to chew with your mouth closed. You're going to answer all the questions, and you're not going to give me any grief. He turns.
Big Italian family, right?
It's not a big Italian family, but they do appear to be. Well, it's hard to know if they're Medi or Romy. They're definitely. They're very pretty people, all of them. Just
I'm gonna tap one of my penny runners on the shoulder with a tray full of drinks and point him that way. It's like, let's throw matches on that gasoline.
As literally the tray hasn't even come to a stop when he is grabbing goblets and going, oh, thank you. He hands 2 to his older daughter and then takes 2 more and says, it's for the girls when they come back. He then pours one goblet into another, and away they go.
Nice.
As the penny runner comes back with an empty tray,
Mhm.
he says, "Damn Dacians, always in the cups. Never a sober Dacian in the mix.
None of them.
None of them. Car is the worst. The last thing you want to do is get between a Cardassian and her drink."
Good to know.
Daphos, you've got the sneaking suspicion that someone is watching you. Sort of worse than usual in the crowd. A very quiet, very reserved older gentleman approaches you with immaculately tailored robes that absolutely scream, I am a high functionary at the Wizards Guild. I am not to be trifled with. He has a daughter in tow. She is exceptionally average looking, but she's well groomed and well dressed. And he taps you on the shoulder and says, "Pardon me, I wonder if I could have a moment of your time." Dathos.
Yes, of course.
He says, "Allow me to introduce myself. I am Archmage Nasadom. My
Mastodon?
Nasadom. We are the Nasadoms, the Nasadom family.
Oh, the Mastodons?
Yes.
I am so happy to meet you because I had a small argument with a friend. We were of course discussing you because, well, if you meet or know of a remarkable man, you remark upon him. But we had a little argument whether it was pronounced Nasadom or Nasadom.
It's Nasadom. It's Nasadom.
Oh, well, see, I'm so happy to know that, and I hope I will speak with greater authority in the future when your name comes up, as it often does.
He says, "You are you're very kind. I wonder if I could impart another kindness from you. I have a business with one of your fellow attendees, Myron Mirkwood. He's there." He points out a sort of a sturdy looking fellow who is wearing the robes of a one of the moneylenders guilds dignitaries. He says, I don't know how to say this to you. It seems I owe him a considerable debt, and I don't have the means to repay that debt. However, we are both here at the competition, and I am seeking advancement for my daughter, and so I would very much like to be able to let her have as many advantages as possible without getting strong-armed by that shaved ape. And so if there's any possible way that we could be on the other side of the world from him for the duration of this, that would be absolutely fantastic. And I apologize in advance. I know it looks like you have some arranged seating, but
well, it looks like we have two things at issue. First of all, the seating. Now, I've heard circulated to the crowds other side of any gathering is especially favored by our sponsoring deity. Her perception, or I don't understand all the intricacies of the spiritual set, but so we've seated the families where their ability to be seen by Zodai and her 7 high precepts, and understood and properly judged, is that their height is unrestricted. Several people have felt slighted by that because they're not seated over here where you can see our VIP seating, but actually that's we place them where they can be noticed by the powers that need to notice. But that's neither here nor there. We can make sure you're not there.
Oh no! I didn't realize there was a spiritual component to.
Right.
Of course. People of Zodai.
Would you forgive me if I excuse myself and go have a quiet word with the gentleman to make sure that he's not.
That won't be necessary. That's he's.
No.
He fears me completely. But I'm
as one
absolutely,
should.
I'm absolutely mortified at the thought that this business arrangement has gone on for far longer than either of us would care for it to. And so I just would rather avoid the unpleasantness of the day. This is really about Elspeth. She's the one that I'd like to focus on today, and not.
Well, I
him.
don't want to change your seating because it's especially auspicious. So let me go welcome him and see if we can't nudge him a little
He's
further into the hoi polloi.
he says, you know, that occurs to me that would absolutely be most appreciative, and I can't thank you enough. And he shakes your hand, and you feel several heavy coins in your hand.
Okay.
And he,
I know the Las Vegas handshake very well as
Clasp.
well.
Yeah.
And yes, that happens without incident.
I've got
to go over to. Oh, go ahead.
I've got a quick question.
Mhm.
Wasn't Nassadam the name of the librarian that one of us murdered?
That was the archivist, yeah.
Why, yes, it was.
Huh.
All right then.
Nice
Okay.
family.
And now that you realize the robes that he's wearing are black, as if in mourning.
And not as if in, I'm part of the necromancy side of the family.
No, not so necromantic as grieving his son, who has apparently either vanished or been disintegrated. No one's really sure which.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't need to turn the other direction when he walked by.
No, you're good. You're good.
I go talk to the money lender.
Okay. All right. When you walk
Him,
up,
et cetera, et cetera.
when you walk up on the Mirkwood family, you notice that people are kind of giving them a sort of a wide berth. He's got a little aura of emptiness around him, and he looks a little uncomfortable by all of this. And as you approach, you hear him say, "We should just go. This isn't going to help." And the daughter says, "No, we're staying. We don't have a lot of chances left. This may be it."
How does she look?
She is, she's pretty. She is a little older. She's on the 20 side of Fair Maiden rather than the teen side of Fair Maiden. So they're sort of looking around, and she says, I'll go find our seats. Just pay the entrance fee and nothing else, Father, nothing else.
Okay. Do I hear I'll go find our seats?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on there, young lady. I would like to speak to your esteemed father for just a moment. And take him aside, sir. And I do all the introductory, glad to have you here, etc. crap.
Are you going to be using your family name?
Yes.
Okay. When he hears Crowbridge, he starts and says, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Balthazar Mirkwood at your service. And what I hope we've done nothing wrong. And he looks really worried.
As a matter of fact, you've done something most excellent, and I would like to prize you of it. I did not realize that you had such a friend in Archmage. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. What's
Nassadam.
Nassadam.
Who has decided, and I explained the whole where you sit is actually important in the ability of the 7 precepts to notice and judge you on your wonderful merits.
Right.
And he has decided to surrender his place to you as a special favor, garnering greater scrutiny and benevolent judgment. But I'm wondering at such a thing as this is like, is there any way to maybe in return, not as a quid pro quo, mind you, but maybe mitigate his debt to you? He was almost adamant that I not speak to you about this because, of course, he's a man of honor. But as you may well know, his family's fallen on some rather hard times with the death in the family and certain financial hardships that entailed. And anyway, so if in any case your lovely daughter wants to make a more auspicious marital arrangement, the nobility of my house and of course the Archmage, well, in any case, is there anything you could do vis-a-vis his debt to you, which between gentlemen, money is money, and yet family and position and prestige is, well, that's a pearl without price.
Hey, let's make a persuasion check on that.
Okay.
And
I've been trying to find out. Last time we played, I wrote all over too much of my sheet here. But anyway, persuasion is +4.
yes.
And where is practically +8 if you get the parenthetical. So 9, either +4 or +8. I'm not sure which applies.
You have a +8 because you're really good at persuading.
Okay,
So it's a
so
17.
17.
He says, I didn't know about his son. I'll you know what? I can do that. And if there's anything else we can do for you today, you just let me know. And the Vegas handshake comes out again. Between the two of them, you have a total of 13 gold pieces.
Excellent.
Interactions. And Quinn, I want you to roll a D6 for me.
Okay. 2.
A 2. Brad, please roll a D8.
3.
Okay. All right. So, Quinn, you are standing next to the Vanguards, one of the minor families. Their interest is largely political and military.
Yeah.
And they seem to be a family on the rise. When you feel a tugging at your waist on your really nice coat, and there's a goblin looking up at you. He's dirty. He's covered in what looks like ash, and he's wearing a robe with a hat sort of cocked sideways and kind of hanging off to one side. He says, "Are you Quinn?"
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Food's gonna be late.
How late?
Well, the kiln blew up, and one of the guys got hurt. I don't know which one it is. They look alike to me, but
Yeah, me too. I didn't know that was a you thing. I thought that was never mind.
they're identical twins.
How far away is this place?
Same tier, kind of on the other side of it. It'd be a good 30-minute ride through town to get to them.
Yeah.
But he says we could get more people, but it's going to cost a little extra. I mean, we're down a man.
All right. How much more extra?
Oh, if they come in and work a double time, 5 apiece. I need 5 guys, 25 gold.
Okay. Let's you and me head over there. I want to make sure the money makes it right where it's supposed to go.
Okay, so you're gonna take off?
Yeah. I'll
right.
tell the guys. I said, we got a catering issue. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right. While that's going on, Bill Willingham, roll a D6 for me.
Can I tell you the last thing I wanted to tell to Wormwood? What Mirkwood?
Oh yeah, Mirkwood. Yeah, huh?
Moneylender. Okay. One last thing.
Okay.
When your daughter participates in the parade of beauty, when she gets opposite the main temple door, tell her, look up, look left, then look right, in that order. In addition to smiling and gracefulness and all that kind of stuff. It just gets a little something attention from the right powers. Anyway, go ahead. So
I like how the pageant has a cheat code like it's a video game.
Yep.
Then press fire 3 times.
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. Okay. Roll, Brad. Would you roll a D12 again, please?
D12 this time?
Mm-hmm.
You had me 8 last time.
Oh, okay.
The stakes are going up.
They are. I rolled me a 12.
Okay. You're a little surprised, Sergeant K, to see that there are 2 non-human families here. One of them is a dwarf family. He has the father has brought 4 daughters with him, and so they are.
Are they all named Bunny?
No, they're all. They're as good a looking dwarf women as you're ever going to find.
Is it a fair competition for best beard?
They are not bearded yet, so this is good.
All right.
They're still
Fucking Gygax.
They're still of an unbearded age.
With the whole dwarf women have beards bullshit. God damn, I'll never forgive him for that. Anyway,
there's also a goblin family here, and this goblin seems to be drawing all of the attention that the dwarves are not drawing, and the dwarves look really pissed about it. He and his wife have 2 children, a daughter and a son. The son is older. The daughter is as pretty a female goblin as you're going to find. And I'm going to say this in the nice, I know how this is going to sound, but I really don't mean it this way. She's got a great personality, you guys. So, um,
Nice.
you can tell that every third or fourth joke that the goblin is telling seems to kind of sail through the crowd of people laughing and hit this this dwarf dad like this right in the face, like he's getting hit with a pie, an invisible cream pie, just and they're just seething. And the daughters are just as pissed. They're all four of them are knuckling up. they're ready to go.
How easily can I get to Tom and Jerry?
Yeah, pretty quickly. Yeah, they're in eyesight and whistling range. So
I get to those two, and I ask them to put down their trays
okay,
and kind of stiffen up, clean up, remove whatever nominal vestments they have as waiters.
okay,
And I slip them each, well, nothing yet. And I instruct them to go escort the Dwarven family to their seats and to do nothing but fawn all over those four daughters.
Tom looks back and says, "So you want us to flirt with the stone fists?"
I, assuming that's a family name, say, the thicker, the better. It'll be worth your while, gentlemen.
Jerry hits him and says, "Well, you just got lucky." He goes, "Yeah, I know," and they run off. Quinn, you pull up at the bakery for the squishwarts.
Yeah.
He took you through a couple of back alleys that you didn't know were there.
Uh-huh.
Really handy.
Did we go faster or slower?
No, you went faster. There's actually there's smoke coming out of the top of the building, and the window to the right of the door has been shattered and blackened. There really was an explosion.
Okay.
Because
I would totally see somebody like I don't want to say Dathos running that caper,
right?
Like kiln explosion, a lot of people dead. Pastry's going to be late. I need $20. So let me step inside and look around.
Okay. They are the brothers are on the floor. One of them has a bandage around his head, and he looks like he caught most of it.
Okay.
His brother's beside him going, "How many fingers do I have holding up? Didn't you lose a finger?" "No, I didn't lose a finger." "Then I have no idea how many fingers you've got holding up." There's three people who are busily trying to sweep up and sort of clear the debris out.
Okay.
In the far corner of the room, there is a pie safe. The doors are intact, and the glass has a crack in it, but has not broken. And you can see some of your order there in the glass. It looks like it's all of the savory pies that they.
So here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to go over and say somebody want to tell me what happened, and I want to start casting that mending spell and start fixing all of this stuff with this cantrip. Now, with a lot of D&D magic, for example, something like Eldritch Blast,
right,
it's a cantrip. But if you use a first level spell slot for it, it does all kinds of extra shit.
Yeah. Typically,
does that work with mending?
We're going to let it work with mending because that's a great idea. So I'm going to say that you can burn a spell slot and get a much larger. You can get almost a Dumbledore kind of a magic with it that way.
Yeah.
So let's
maybe not entirely undo the explosion, but kind of
Yeah, you won't be able to undo the explosion, and the stuff that is gone, but you can literally repair the actual stove that they're using
Yeah.
that way. So that actually
I'll,
is good.
I'll do some little healing and then do one big healing thing and say,
You
all right,
find out that the brothers
just what were you guys cooking?
well, Grug had decided that he wanted to try one of the recipes out of the book,
Yeah.
and he was in a hurry, and he mixed a few things he shouldn't have mixed. It seems that Grug had a career prior to this as a saboteur, and so some things out of his bomb bag made it into the mix, and he blowed stuff up real good. Slarg is pissed, but when he sees what you're doing, he realizes that, oh, this is really going to work. He says, look, I could still use the help, but I don't need as many people.
Here's the 25. You're going to need it for head bandages for a while, but yeah, get your stuff together.
He says, he points at the pie safe and says, that's ready to go. I can send you that now.
Okay.
So
Let's get that ready to transport. I sort of have to hoof it back because in case there's heads that need breaking, I need to be there. I know you wouldn't think that would happen at a beauty pageant, but I'm guessing this one, as much as I'm getting people drunk, it'll be exciting.
Yes. All right.
All right.
You can make it back just in time for the opening ceremonies.
Nice.
Everybody's paid their dues. A lot of people have dropped stuff in the bucket, and everybody's sitting down. And now the guards have come out. It's now hour 2 of the event. They make a grand deal of walking this heavy box up, setting it down. The box is open.
I successfully did the illusion.
Yeah. We're not rolling for that. The box is open. They make a show of walking it up the aisle so that everybody can see the piles of gold inside, and then they walk it over to the head guard, who shuts the lid, locks it, puts the key around his neck, and him and the other two march back up to the temple and set up shop just outside. Basically, the door is here. The slot where you drop offerings in is on the left side, and on the right side, they've got a small presentational altar where they put the box, and the two of them stand there with the third guard in front. So they've got their back to a wall, and it's very, it looks as secure as a thing can be, like this. You can tell that this impresses the nobles in attendance, who are pleased to see that their hard-won, gold piece is well tended to. So now the judging starts, and one by one, one of the penny runners escorts a person up and into the church. They enter the confessional for their interview. Each interview takes at least 5 minutes. So it's going to be at least 75 minutes for all of this to sort of work out. But they've got it in shifts. So you've got 3 confessional booths, 1, 2, and 3, in and out. 1, 2, and 3, in and out, and so forth. You are now, the crowd that's watching has gotten up and they're milling around because this isn't really exciting. What's happening is names are being called out. Pelican Pilkington family, you're next, and then the Dottores, you're next. And then, the QWERTYs, you're next. So everybody sort of gets their little shout. The
Good
daughter,
luck with that. Good luck with that goblin name.
they're the Split Lips.
Nice.
With 2 T's and 2 P's because there's
Wait, is that two P's or 3 P's or 4 P's?
it's 3 P's and 2 T's.
Okay.
SPLITTLIPP because the extra vowel,
RAGGMOPP.
the extra vowels and consonants are classy.
That's right.
That's how you know.
They'll be handy if they consider a career in rap.
They're not dockside gobs, I'll have you know. They're the high toned gobs.
Uptown gobs.
Exactly. So now there's
Jesus.
not much to do except sort of watch the proceedings. And in fact, Quinn, it's you that first spots the people who are sort of hanging at the edge of the crowd. There's 2 of them. They look
Hello?
Excellent, Bill.
Hello?
Yep, I see it.
okay.
This
very
is-
good.
I'm gonna read this real quick. This is the queen in her court
Okay.
when we hand it up. The winner is the Queen of Love and Beauty and Wheat.
Mhm.
Her court in order of succession, should she not be able to serve: the Princess of Fertile Fields, the Princess of Scholarship, the Princess of Art and Enlightenment, the Princess of Philosophy and Wisdom, the Princess of Fire and Industry, the Princess of Merchants and the Docks, the Princess of Kindness and Charity, the Princess of Wedded Bliss, the Princess of the Harvest, the Princess of the Poor, the Princess of Martial Inspiration, and the Princess of Holy Contemplation. So,
Well done. Those are outstanding. Man, that's great. All right, cool.
and I'm gonna jigger it so that the most desperate to get their daughter married gets the marital marital wedded bliss, things like that. Just
Mhm.
just plug them into where they're going to result in the most gratitude from various places.
All right. Hey, do me a favor. Let me after art and enlightenment, what do you have?
Number 4 is Princess of Philosophy and Wisdom. Philosophy in the old term of, the sciences were philosophy.
Then what else?
The Princess of Fire and Industry.
That's great. All right.
My favorite, number 6, the Princess of Merchants and the Docks. Yeah, that's Betty of the Docks.
Nice.
Okay.
Number
After
7,
Docks.
Princess of Kindness and Charity.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Number 8, Princess of Wedded Bliss.
Okay.
Number 9, Princess of the Harvest.
You cut out again. Princess of what?
Frozen.
The Harvest.
There we
The
go.
harvest. Okay. All right.
Number 10 is Princess of the Poor.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11 is Princess of Martial Inspiration, Warfare.
Yeah.
And number 12, the Princess of Holy Contemplation.
It's almost as if you were looking at my noble house generator list, because this is really almost all of it on here. It's great. Outstanding. Okay. The 2 gentlemen on the edge of the crowd, Quinn, you recognize them. They're dressed very nondescriptly. In fact, when you were first starting out, they made you an offer about joining the Thieves Guild.
So I don't have my cestus on,
Mhm.
but I've got them with me.
Okay.
I may start walking their way and kind of slip one over my right hand.
All right. They're not
Buckle it
making
in, get ready. Yeah.
they're not making any moves. They're just sort of looking at the crowd and sort of smiling and sort of kind of talking to each other like this. And as they see you, it catches your eye and kind of nods and smiles and kind of gives you a little head motion.
Yeah.
As they are right at the edge of the crowd. For you to get to within parlay distance, you'll have to step out of the crowd just a bit. So that's
I'm fine with that.
okay. As you walk up, he says, "Greetings, friend. Quite a to-do you've got going on here."
Yeah. Long time no see. How you guys been?
We've been all right. I see that you've made something of yourselves. This is impressive. This is quite the spectacle.
Yep. It's a good time. And we'd like to keep the party a good time. And this party, I think, is going to run till like 5 or 6. And then after that, people who have had a glass or two may be wandering home.
They kind of look at each other, and he says, "Well, that's what we wanted to talk about. See, these sorts of things normally take place with our interests negotiated in, and we always make sure that we're a presence without being a nuisance, shall we say." Now, obviously you didn't know, otherwise you would have come and spoken to us. We get that. Yeah, they don't want any trouble. No, they don't want any trouble. So clearly they just didn't understand. They didn't understand. So right. So here's what's
the rental fee for a scarecrow?
He says, "Look, let's cut the pretense here. We're going to need a cut. Now, I don't feel that it's fair to impose any kind of tax on this operation because I don't know what's in it. We don't know your overhead. We don't know what you've already spent. We don't know what you're pulling out. I mean, I know what the prize money is, so clearly you've made arrangements to have enough on hand for that. So instead, we thought we'd take it out of their asses. Yeah, we'll just help ourselves to some of them. You see, some of these folks never get down this far. They usually don't make it past the 3rd tier. So we're looking at some plump pigeons here, and we would very much like to just sort of take our cut out of that. And we'll do it in a way that doesn't blow back on you. But
nice.
I just thought you should know, in case you see any of our people, we're not going to be stealing from you.
Okay.
But this is going to happen. Any objection to that?
Not really.
All right, then.
Of course, if you guys do come across this, professional courtesy, we should, give each other a pass, right?
Oh, certainly. We don't want
No need to fight.
No, absolutely not.
Bad for business.
We'll just go put on something a little more
dark,
appropriate.
Yeah.
So
I'll reach out and shake his hand, and I'll show him that I've got that cestus on. Nice to see you.
Well, he shakes it back, and there is a dagger pointed
coming out the sleeve.
Yeah, coming out the sleeve. He says, "Yeah, always a pleasure.
Have a nice day."
And they fade back out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. You, Deathless, you can see that Quinn is talking to two people at the edge, but you can't really tell who it is.
Uh-huh.
And that's when you feel a tug on your pants leg.
Okay.
And I hope it's a goblin.
Oh, it's the split lip. Yeah. Yeah. It's Grope split lip. He is dressed. His outfit costs as much as yours did. It's a quite an elaborate, well-made, extraordinarily tailored affair.
Excellent.
He is well groomed. He wears half moon glasses on his nose. He dresses like an elder statesman, but he's not that old. He's balding, but he's looks like a younger sort of goblin. It looks like it's more of an affectation. He looks up at you and says, "We've not met. Grope Splitlip. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Crowbridge."
Grope?
Grope Splitlip.
Grope?
Grope Splitlip.
All right. How do you do, sir?
I do very well, thank you. I do very well. You may have heard of some of my shipping concerns. We are a small but reliable and plucky up-and-coming company, not afraid to sail into danger and keep your cargo safe. So if you have any trade goods that need to be moved up and down the Mad River, we specialize in working quietly and quickly to make sure that your cargo arrives safe and secure.
I am so delighted to make your acquaintance and humbled that you would agree to attend our little celebration.
Oh, thank nothing. We're big supporters of the churches, belonging to several of them ourselves, and we have no intention of letting this branch operation from I believe it was Dimnay, was it, go by without showing a proper gesture of our goodwill and esteem. After all, one can't have too much good luck in the shipping industry. Now, can one?
No. One can never have too much good luck.
That's
in the
right.
shipping
Now,
industry.
I've made a sizable donation to the church. You'll find it in the slot over there. And of course, we will be staying for the banquet. I understand that some of the catering is from some former acquaintances of mine. I'm very excited. They were always excellent cooks. And I see some of the combustibles that have passed through here have that certain look about them, the kind of flair that only goblin chefs can attain. This is marvelous. This is most excellent. I wonder if there's any possible chance that I could pay you enough money to make sure that she gets in on the court.
Wow. Describe her again.
He is, as goblins go, she's a fox, but she's a goblin. Now, here's the deal. You glance over and you can see her talking to some of the other girls, and she has a crowd of people around her, just like her father. She's got the gift of gab, just yucking it up with them.
So let me ask you a question. Where do her interests and talents lie, in your opinion, sir?
He says, "It's funny that you should ask that. Mr. Crowbridge. She is very interested in the family business, not shipping, but our other interests.
Which are,
Well, we are collectors after a fashion. We like to acquire and manage and even store for indefinite periods of time information.
oops.
We do
Uh,
brisk trade from the fellow families here, and we even work on occasion for the city of Farrington and some of the guilds. All of our jobs are on a case-by-case basis, and we're always very reliable and able to provide our clients with exactly the information that they need and no more of the information that they don't need.
A enviable profession. Let me ask you, and I run down an explanation of what court will be crowned. Where do you imagine lovely young, what's her name?
Larrick.
Lovely young Larrick might fit in?
And by the way, Larrick, not a goblin name.
Oh.
He says, well, I have no illusions about some of the more, shall we say, presentational positions. I do think that she might be an excellent representative of the court as a princess of scholarship, perhaps even art and enlightenment. You see, she's very talented, quite the storyteller. She takes after her father, but we know all too well that it's her mother that's the real talent in the family.
Yeah. Well, anyone can see that you don't have to worry about her prospects of landing a good marriage, since she is, of course, a gossamer in goblin form, a painting of grace and loveliness. So that's all taken care of. You don't have to worry about all of the advantages towards a wedding arrangements that would come with that particular office. But scholarship, art, and enlightenment, they're a little farther up the food chain, if I could risk an earthy metaphor. For scholarship, 12,000 gold. For art and enlightenment, 10,000 gold.
He smiled and says, those are admirable and absolutely valid prices. May I offer you a counter proposal?
Of course, your candor is most refreshing.
He says, there's a lot of people here, a lot of folks walking around with bags full of secrets, information, old ghosts, skeletons in the closet. For every 500 gold you knock off of that 12,000 gold piece price, I'll provide you with a dossier on any one of these of your choice.
I think we've agreed to 6,000 gold and 12 dossiers pregnant with possibilities.
He says, oh, that I can assure you is the case. He takes out
Oh, no. Not to me, through the slot in the door.
Oh, all right.
Just in case.
Oh, no,
There are
no.
very observationally gifted people here.
He nods.
We love to have people notice someone making a generous donation to the church.
Well, I am afraid that all I can offer the church is some books from my rather extensive library. I couldn't help but notice that your ecclesiastical tomes were somewhat lacking, so I've brought 6 books here that I thought might be of some use to you. I'll just go drop them in the slot there for you to appreciate at a later date.
Okay.
It was such a pleasure meeting you. I
Yes.
look forward to our next encounter greatly. And
I must say, this encounter was a delight. It can, I can't imagine how it could improve in quality in the future, and yet I look forward to finding out if that's a possibility.